rolling through the woods where the shadows dance, chasing wild dreams, taking every chance. With a friend named Bigfoot, side by side we roam, outlaws of the forest, this place feels like home. Join the gang, it's a wild ride. Bigfoot, outlaw, living free and bold, chasing wild dreams, never growing old. We run with the wolves under the silver sky. With a friend named Bigfoot, we'll never say goodbye. Memories that we can't forget, laughing under the stars, no signs of regret. With stories to tell and the moon as our guide, Bigfoot's my brother.
Number 1, civil target dispatch 4, Bravo, 65, 20 low. Everyone.
Welcome everybody to another edition.
Hello.
We got some new faces in the Bigfoot Outlaw family.
Yeah.
We got Sir Brian in the house. We got Cindy. Welcome. So go around and introduce yourself. So Brian, start with you.
Ladies first, come on. Let's get her around age.
All right. Well, my name is Cindy Sauer. And I've been, oh my gosh, I've been involved in paranormal and cryptozoology forever, my whole life, and had quite some interesting experiences. I've written a book. There's been a little TV show or whatever. And yeah. And I also like to hunt for Bigfoot. So I do that on my off time. And that's about it. That's the Cliff Notes version.
Cliff Notes. Every
Yeah,
time
okay. It's a little deeper than that, but that's, that's where we'll go with it.
I always get yelled at from people because, like, one of my buddies I do investigate with, I'm Brian Bowden. Sir Brian Bowden. I am a Knights Templar, a real Knights Templar, not like, in my mind or anything.
Mhm.
Been doing research and investigation, boots on the ground, long time of everything. I do the paranormal, I do cryptids, high stranges, mysterious beasts, you name it, UFOs, abductions, and I'm a remote viewer, and I do have abilities. I do readings for people as well. I remote view everything I'm doing, especially when it comes to my daughters and whoever they bring to the house. Um, and I've been
Smart.
doing this for a while. Yeah, you got to do it.
You
Um,
do. That's a superpower. That's good.
it's everybody has the superpower, but some people
You do.
choose not to use the
Exactly.
ability. But it does come in very, very handy.
Yeah.
And I'm just, just me. So do all that stuff. Yeah, TV and all that other stuff, but big
Yeah.
deal. We're not
Yeah, a
making
lot
money
of
on
TV,
it.
right? And Mike couldn't be here tonight. He's at a basketball tournament.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
so
go
we're gonna
team.
miss Mike tonight. So we were talking backstage about all these drones across America, ladies and gentlemen, across bases, flying across the beaches and
Yeah,
across the states. What's your all's take about this?
I always go ladies first.
Well, they're coming from somewhere, you know?
Yeah,
Um, it's not nice when people play clueless, when you know better. And people, yeah, yeah, a lot of clueless people. I don't know where'd they come from. And I don't know. Follow the breadcrumbs. Come on. This is so obvious. And it's a distraction for something. I
yeah.
mean, come on. Something's gonna go down. And I
It's
feel like, yeah, it's probably a distraction. And I mean, we have the world's most powerful military, and these are drones. And they're flying. They're not shooting. They're just flying. Shoot them. Just shoot them
shoot
down.
'em down.
You know?
Yeah, there was a senator in Jersey, Jeff Van Drew, I believe, and he said, "Why can't you just shoot him down?" Now,
Right.
here's the thing. You were saying, they're lying to us and they're doing something or whatever. I think sometimes they may be trying to set us up for something. It's a
Mm.
precursor for them to. The first thing that comes to mind for me is Project Bluebeam, which
Yes.
is yeah, quick synopsis. They use holograms and 1890 technology to make everybody believe that we're having an alien invasion, and in the
Right.
process, there's no alien invasion. It's literally holograms, but they use conventional weapons and they do take out people, unalive people.
Yep.
And in the end, they project what would be the Messiah or the second coming. And we have one world government, and it's really about control.
Yeah, it's
Um,
manufactured. It's so very manufactured.
and
Yeah,
it's
I
it's it's
agree.
kind of, yeah, to deep. I don't want to get you in trouble, so to make sure that there's not that many more people around and it's controllable, whatever.
Right.
So that
Right.
they could be pushing it that direction. Now, what I've heard recently from, this other senator, this senator from Jersey, who is so clueless because they think because they're in Congress or the Senate that like they're on the inner track, and if they don't know what it is. I heard from a source it's an Iranian mothership off the coast of New Jersey, and they're sending swarms out, and I'm like, oh, here we go. Here's the Iran narrative so that we can go in and have another war,
Right.
right, and take out. It's garbage.
Yeah,
So,
I
I
agree.
mean, there is a sheriff that was in Ocean County, New Jersey, that saw 50 plus drones coming in from the ocean. Okay, that's a lot of drones.
That
Of
is
Yeah.
a
insane.
lot of drones of various sizes, and we're talking about some of the drones reported the size of a car, a van, a school bus. And,
Jeez.
yeah, and that's just in the Jersey area. You also had over on the West Coast, Blinken, who was our Secretary of Defense or the state. I don't even remember. It's a weird administration. And there was a drone that was about the size of a big, SUV. Now, what people don't realize is that this government has reverse engineered technology, UFOs.
Right.
They have something that you can look up all the time. If you ever see a triangle UFO, it's a triangle, and in each corner is a light, and in the center there's usually a light. You see that, you're seeing something called the TR-3B. It is a anti-gravity craft. It's reverse engineered. Go to the patent office, you'll see the patent on it. And it's been used very, very often. And it's very clear. So when people say, well, what does it look like? And I'm like, okay, that's a TR-3B. That is us. That is, and when I say us, it's the government, but it's not the it's Skunk Works. It's super high, Q clearance type of stuff.
It's
like
the upper echelon of government that even government doesn't know about.
And they've been conducting abductions as well as these, hundreds of different species of extraterrestrials, which is a little bit unnerving because why are they doing it? Besides propagating a narrative of aliens are evil, right? Why is our government doing it? What is their purpose?
Good question.
Right, which is really unsettling. So,
Very.
Yeah, so you have that aspect of it, but you also have the fact that maybe a month ago, I believe it was Lockheed Martin at Skunk Works, released a video of a self-autonomous drone that is out of this world. Again, it kind of has that stealth fighter, sharp, look to it with longer wings. But what this is, it can change the wing. It changes its shape. It goes from something like a delta into like an oblong object. It flies by itself. And if you saw that, you would swear it's a UFO.
Of course.
So something key here is they're over bases in Texas, they're over New Jersey, and New York, but the primary areas they've been at are near bases. So they're near the Marine base in Jersey, down in the southern end. They're hanging out at Picatinny Arsenal in Morris County. Now, I don't know if anybody knows what Picatinny Arsenal is. If you know what a Picatinny rail is, where it came from. Okay, so for all our Second Amendment people out there, and military former veterans, this is the place where they play with lots of boom booms and like big good stuff and nuclear stuff. So I actually have been in the area. I've seen a UFO over that area, and I expect to because it's such a central location, right? But wouldn't the military deploy drones in use over such a highly secured area? They would, right? And drones aren't like, it's not like this. I mean, they could be any size. They can do this. They can do this. We're just not coming forward with. It's a national security thing. Yeah. So I'm expecting that, and a lot of this stuff had the red, green, blue lighting with strobing, like the FAA requires, of various sizes. But there are other objects I've seen that are not drones. They're calling everything drones, but they're not. You actually have unidentified flying objects there. And what happened is in the UK in Manchester, this object, which I think is, if you want to see a real UFO drone or prototype or something that, info seeker, this round ball type of object landed on the runway of an airport.
I actually did. Yeah.
And that is the coolest. We don't have anything like that.
No,
nothing like that I'm aware of. And I know a lot of people, and I've been doing this a long time, and I get a lot of information on the idiot box right here. Yeah. And it's usually from all zeros in the ID, and I get sent stuff, right? So the thing is, a lot of these drones are over all these nuclear bases for the U.S. Western Command. what has happened recently? When did this start? And it started when the West started talking, wagging the tail of the dog against Russia about a nuclear war.
Yeah, you're right.
So, you know, that's a little bit weird, right? It just so happens. I mean, don't get me wrong, China sent some crap in. I don't even know why they even allowed the balloons in there. And
That was
I agree with you. Shoot a couple of them down. Let's see what's going on.
that would only make sense. I wonder if there are any cases of civilians trying to do that already.
Depending on the state, yes, I'm sure there are some people that are trying to do
I'm
it.
sure.
But again, that could be hazardous to your health for multiple reasons, right? So you're
Very
shooting down government property.
right.
Oh, Mark Getty's here. Hey, Mark. He's great. That you shoot down a drone. First of all, if you shoot over in city limits, well, we'll talk to the law enforcement about that, what the ramifications of that are, right?
Yeah.
But then you're
Water,
shooting that
and
government
everything
property,
else.
Yes.
you don't even want to. Would you want to do the paperwork on that crap? No. You'd be like, I don't see nothing. And then you don't know what's in there because some of the payloads are so big. So could they be carrying a gas? Could they be carrying missiles? Could they be carrying a super energized laser system? There's a Marcella, Richard Marcella. Rich, please forgive me if I butchered your name. He's an author and a researcher and ghost hunter and all that stuff. And I did some information I was put in his book, and he sent me a video, and he did a video and said, I'm sending this to my buddy Brian. He lives in that area, and what I believe he told me was he had a buddy that also does research, and he has drones, and he sent the drone up to see the drones from the drone point of view, right?
Right.
And he said that one of the drones literally started sucking in this drone and draining the battery and literally taking control of it while it was up in the air. He said, and the operator is an experienced, I think, licensed and professional operator. And he's like, I had to just recall it quickly because I've never seen anything like it. Now, we do have technology that does stuff like that. They just don't want you to know about it. But that's classic of extraterrestrials. They can take over your computer system. I think it was in the 60s or 70s, and then the 80s, we had UFOs go to military bases, Nike bases, where our nukes are, Minutemen, and really shut them down and turn them on. The people inside had no control over it.
Isn't that
it's kind of scary, right?
Yeah.
It gets you into a certain frame of mind that, I don't know if you guys remember this movie.
Shall we play a game?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's what I've been saying, in my posts, and I know I'm going to go to Facebook jail once again. Hi, everybody. But we really need to stop talking about thermonuclear war. It is not good for anybody.
No.
Oh,
man. Yeah. It's not. I agree.
This is where we are with the drone thing. We have drones and we have UFOs, not UAPs. Don't use the UAP thing. That's all BS. So, sorry, I'll shut up.
Yeah, it makes you think, and I guess I think the average person though doesn't really, I don't think they put much stock into the whole government knows more than they say sort of thing.
Right.
What, the conspiracy theorists, is that what?
Well, what was interesting, again, this representative Jeff Van Drew or whatever his name is from New Jersey, and he's saying, he chaired the aviation committees and stuff. And he goes, I know people pretty high up, and he was so proud of himself. talking about how they told him there was an Iranian mothership off the coast of New Jersey, and it was sending all these things in, and they bought it from the Chinese. And I would know type of thing. And I will tell you straight up, every one of those people, there are very few, if any, people in Congress and our government that know what's going on.
They
A lot
don't.
of them have been lied to because the people that are in these projects don't have to tell you the truth.
No, they're not. They're not going to.
Nope.
Yeah, right. You're right. They don't have to.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it's really weird. He's very arrogant, like he's supposed to know just because he's a congressman or a senator. They don't care. They don't care who you are. They don't care if you're
No.
the president of the United States.
No.
They're not going to tell you. And so I think we know exactly what they are. I think that we know. I believe it's us and UFOs. And
Yeah.
the reason for the swarms, I think part of it is, what do you do when you have something like a new aircraft or weapon? You test it.
Mm-hmm.
And because men and women have joined the military and are now owned by the U.S. government, you are property of the U.S. government. The
Sure.
best way to test it is to send it into areas and see how the military responds to that.
Now I'm gonna
Right?
now I'm gonna be paranoid looking for drones everywhere now.
But what can you do about it though? That's the whole thing. Like,
No. That's
I
what
was
I'm
on,
saying.
right, I'm on
Nothing.
Space Out Radio, right? And this
Right.
one woman was freaking out, and she was like, "What do I tell my friends?" And I'm like, I learned a long time ago, if something is out of your control,
Mm-hmm.
don't even think about it. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's kind of like, someone gives you a credit card and $6,000 or $10,000 and you spend it. They gave you the credit and then you don't have the money to pay it back. And they ask you, well, we need the money. You got it. You missed your payment. And I'm like, I don't have it. If I had it, I pay you, but I don't have it. Like, I'm not going to worry over that. I'm just using that as an example, right?
Yeah.
In the long run.
Well, I mean, there's so much more that we don't know. I mean, if we knew it all, we'd be insane, probably.
You have to be. I was part of a group where we discussed all this stuff. It was a live meetup type of group, long time ago.
Right.
And the guy that was running the group says, no politics here. And I'm like, it's kind of hard not to talk.
You can't.
You
Yeah.
have to talk partial politics because it does affect you. And there's political things that are part of it and national
Absolutely.
security. And if you want to look away just to make people happy, you can't do that. Life doesn't work that way.
No, it does not. No.
It's like,
No,
it doesn't work that way. So there's certain things, but the problem is with all the shows, I'm very, very cautious about what I'm speaking and how I'm saying it because I don't want to be banned. I don't want you to be banned. So I'm literally have to think about it. But I really wish I could, like, I swear to God, Chris, I wish I could just spit it out and just tell people like what's going on, but half the people would be like, their eyes would widen and it'd be like, you have no idea what you don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? I mean, how much stuff do you know that no one else does? Right?
Quite a bit.
Yeah, both of you. What about you? I mean, like, it's not like it's your child, right? Who's scared, like, is the dog man going to come into the house? And I'm like, no, the dog man can't get up 7 flights of stairs. He ain't coming up here. He's not going to New York City, and but you have to be very ginger with certain people because they don't have the capacity, not the mind, but they don't the emotional capacity to deal with it, right?
A lot of people don't.
Right.
And a lot of people would never even entertain it anyway, because again, they're too, yeah, you're right. I don't know if it's they're closed-minded, but I think part of it is fear of their everyday lives you know, of what they think is normal not being
Right.
normal and real. Like so
Yeah.
much of it just
Right.
isn't what they think it is.
And I know so many people lately have just like, if I don't address it, I ignore it, it won't happen.
Ah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
That's
wow.
I'm just gonna ignore that.
Oh my gosh.
And they do
I'm
it a
a,
lot, right? With like, come on, both of you guys. They do
I'm
it
a
all the
walking
time with
introvert.
like the door opening and closing by itself. Like that didn't happen.
Yeah, I
That
know.
didn't happen. I'm going to my easy chair and gonna watch, what is NCIS. That didn't happen. You know, that
Yeah,
did happen.
yeah, it
Yeah.
does. Even if
And
you don't buy into it, or even if you don't believe in it or subscribe to it, it still can happen.
100%. Hey, Woo Rider. Um, I've seen him like I'm serious. I've been in a dozen shows so far, and
Yeah.
Woo's been in there. Yes, and I'm still writing my book. It's been a long time, but I got priorities and something called daughters, and they kill you. They almost
Yeah, they
yeah, they gave me a massive heart attack. Yep, I'm gonna blame them.
that's fair. That's fair.
I did it in front of them, which just sucked because it cost me an electronic scooter for my youngest one. But they both decided to go to medical school, when they get older.
Oh,
So I'm like, good, great, we're gonna need you. But it's just like, it's kind of like, how many times have you guys been on investigations? And the first thing, it's demonic.
Right.
No, uh-huh.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah, it's demonic. Everything's demonic.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Is that fad over yet?
No, well, and this is, please, I don't want to disrespect someone's belief system. Okay. I don't.
Mhm.
I'm a God-fearing man. I'm also an ordained minister. On top of that, I do pray every day, morning and night. But
Me too.
Bigfoot are not Nephilim. I'm sorry, they're not. It's just
No, no,
no,
they're not. No.
totally different. And everything, extraterrestrials, I don't believe are demons. I mean, we have everything's demonic, every alien's a demon, and Bigfoot and Dogman are, whatever they are, Nephilim and demonic, and it's
That
all
doesn't
evil.
that
No,
doesn't track. It doesn't track.
no, it doesn't, right? So you have in this world, you have we were talking a little bit about Rosemary Ellen Guiley, a friend of mine,
Yeah,
and she wrote a book on the jinn,
she did.
DJIN, right? These are the
Yeah.
genies, like genie,
Mhm.
give me a wish, rub the lamp type of thing. They hate us. They hate humans. They
Mhm.
can't stand us because they were ruling everything before God said, let there be light,
Yeah.
created man, and then said, well, he looks lonely. Give me his rib. We're going to create somebody else for him. Created woman. And now, we have domain over the earth, technically. And
Mhm.
what the jinn will do, you'll be surprised. It will act as a haunting. It will act as a possession. It will act as a demon. It will act as a Bigfoot, a dogman, other cryptid creatures. They
Right.
will do whatever they have to do because they hate us. They want us gone. And they're still not happy about what happened when building the temple. Way back when, the first temple, and
I
the
do.
ring of Solomon, and whatever, and David, and like where they controlled them. So now you go into an investigation and people like, but aren't there, like, from both of your past experiences, don't you feel like when you go someplace, that you kind of have a really good idea what you're dealing with?
Yeah, I
Like,
do.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
right, like, if like I will tell you well before going into that home. If it's I'm like, if I tell you I'm not going in that home, and
Yeah.
I've had this discussion before, I'm not
Yeah.
going in.
I'm the
And
same
of
way. I'm not gonna do it.
right, there's certain things that are above my pay grade.
Yep.
And dealing with the demonic entities, real deal, is above my pay grade. Now, if you want me to, I'll call Father Bob in or a couple other people I know that do it.
I've had to
But
call Father Bob in a few times. So yeah, I
and those
totally
guys are, yeah, the Warriors of St. Michael. God
yeah.
bless you all because you are batshit crazy for going in there.
They are look, the people
I'm a pretty
that
cool guy, but no, you're good.
the priest that helped me, like those people, I'm those are my heroes.
Yeah,
They they are absolutely my hero. Holy cow, that's scary. I mean, just that in itself, the idea of it's scary, but to have those people that are willing to come in and do that,
yeah.
uh, yeah, it's it takes a special person for sure.
Speaking of a podcast, right? I started to watch it, but I was watching, I don't know if it was Sean Ryan. I love Sean Ryan's show,
Mhm.
SRS. And he
Yeah,
had one of I forgot the name, the priest that was on there. And this guy didn't start out as saying, "Hey, let me go mess with
no,
demons."
don't think
He
any of
became yeah, yeah. He became certified.
yeah,
And the things he tells you, they don't play a game, okay? They're not
no,
coming in your house. They're not going to make the walls, bend or bleed. These things don't need any of that crap. They go right to work and you're over and done with.
yeah, they do, they do, they
You know,
do. It for me, it was a matter of literally a couple of months before things had spun so out of control that something had to be done. It
right.
was very quick, and it was almost so fast and so subtle that you just you know how it is. And that yeah, before you knew it, it just bam, you turn around and you're like, whoa, something's got to be done. It's crazy.
So speaking of demons, the devil and all that stuff, last year, the last half of the year, like February, March, April, May, whatever, going into it, I was getting this intense feeling of evil, demonic, satanic activity. And it was really, I just felt very uncomfortable. I was touched with, because as a light worker, you start getting stuff and they
Yeah.
know, and they've been attacking light workers for a while now, and they
Well,
ramped it up last year. I looked at my phone for my emails and the last 3 digits were 666.
yeah.
My car turned something 666. Then I'm seeing this. Then I had a problem with my car. And I'm just feeling it. I'm getting it everywhere. It's like it's just crazy. And it feels like there's an attack. I'm being attacked.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching a movie, an old movie. It's called Running Scared with
Hmm.
Gregory Hines, Billy Crystal. It's freaking hysterical. And it takes place in Chicago. And there's one scene, I'm in my house, 10 o'clock at night, where they pulled the camera down from the Jesus Saves cross in Chicago. I don't even know where the street is, and when they pull it down, it says Jesus Saves. And when they pull the camera back out, seeing a wider view, you see Billy Crystal, Gregory Hines, and the other actor. They're walking in the street
Hmm.
in front of the 666 lounge. So
Jeez.
so I'm doing a little bit extra more praying and stuff.
Like that to
Um,
me.
right. So
Yeah.
that night, it's like a Friday night in Florida. And you get to the point where I run out of something, I don't do sweets, but I want something sweet.
Hmm.
I'm just got this, and I want it's really weird. I wanted something sweet and like a Fanta Zero. So I don't get the sugar and sugar, but whatever. So I drive out of my complex. And then if you go down, everything in Florida is really long. So I would say like, a couple of blocks.
Yeah.
And there's a racetrack gas station. So I don't know if
Hmm.
you know racetrack, right?
Yeah.
It's at night and I pull in and I see this black man sitting there outside the side entrance of a racetrack and I back my truck up, and I'm sitting there for a little bit, kind of pondering all the sixes, and the
Yeah.
feeling. It's about 10:30 at night. And as I'm walking forward, I'm uneasy to begin with at this point.
Right.
And there's this man. He's wearing sunglasses at night and a blood red shirt. And he goes, "Excuse me." And I'm kind of facing the door. I really didn't want to make something said, "Do not, don't
Right.
interact with him." So I'm very polite. I said, "Yes." He goes, "Can I get to I think it's called the Bright Line or whatever. It's a train over this way, this big road, I
Mhm.
said, "Yeah, if you go on that's the road. Just, go down there and you'll get it at the end." So I could walk it then. And I'm like, "No, man, you can't walk that. I mean, you can walk it. It's going to take you a year to get there." And he gives me this really weird, like, smile. And he's straight, as I'm a veteran, and he's trying to get me to offer him a
Right.
ride.
Yeah.
I'm born and raised in New York City on the streets of New York City.
Yeah.
Okay. I ain't giving you a ride. I know. And I got instantaneously that little voice is going, "You're talking to the devil right now."
Yep.
And I'm like, "Hey man, sorry, can't help you." And I walked into the store, right? I went in the back, got my Fanta Zero. I got a Twinkie and some other little thing. I forgot what it was. Go up to the register to pay it. How much do you think it cost me?
$6.66.
You bet your ass it did.
Yeah.
I have the
Uh-huh.
receipt.
Mm-hmm.
$6.60.
Yeah, this is so familiar. It happens this way to me too.
This is what they do. This is how they
It is exactly what they
F
do.
around with you, okay? So
And
I
then
know
when you say something to people, if you mention it to people who are around you, they're like, "Oh God, you're just reading this stuff. You're
it's
Yeah.
there's no coincidences
what
that happen.
yeah,
On top of that, I had a friend. I'm not friendly with them anymore. They kind of went off the deep end.
right.
And I have a lot of people that give me friend requests. I don't know, like we chat online, offline, whatever.
Mhm.
There's a relationship there. This when the cell phone numbers get exchanged,
Right.
there's a little bit more, whatever. And then you get people that like they see you on this stuff and they think that you're best buddies, and it's no disrespect to them. I appreciate that you like what I say and you want to follow and you make friends with me on their friend request. But unless you save my ass in a rice paddy in Vietnam, I do not know who you are.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So whatever. So, and you have so many people send you requests. At one point, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't even care. So fast forward, I have a TikTok account. And when I was having this evil stuff going on, the devil stuff, like I told you, this was a couple of days. I think I don't know if it was before or after at this point. Someone who I get a message from someone from the Middle East, and his TikTok name is a star.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm.
And he's like, "Sorry it took so long to." I'm like, I don't even know how the connection is. And I find out later on he's connected to this other person that I'm friendly with who has a relationship with someone or what she says in the Middle East. That's their cousin. But okay.
Yeah.
And so his name's a star, and he starts saying, "Sorry, sorry it took so long to connect." I'm like, I don't even know I connected to you. So whatever. Or sometimes when I see something, TikTok's weird. You kind of can't save it or benchmark it or book it. So sometimes
No.
you have to join. You have to like select them as a friend or the plus
Do.
sign, and then you try to bookmark. Or if someone does something that's really, smart, sometimes they comment I'm like, wow, that's a great comment. And it goes to your comment section or your text messages, whatever the hell it is. Sorry. But it's not like you reached out and said, hey, what's up? Yeah, like, you want to go for lunch or whatever. I don't recall any of this. So he says, sorry, I it took me so long. I'm like, no problem. He said, he's in Gaza. And I had a friend in Gaza. He's dead. They're gone.
Yeah.
Not everybody's evil and not everybody's bad. There's a lot of okay. So, so somehow he knew about it and where. And I said, Gaza City. I don't know exactly whatever it was. I don't know the area. If you ask me in Manhattan, I'm like, yeah, 6th Street and blah blah blah. I'll give you the full location. Next to that deli with whatever. So he starts talking back and forth, and then he says something. Oh, so and so, and I'm like, yeah, I do. And I said, yeah, she's great. And he says, your head then. Your head then.
What?
Yep. So, and I got a bad vibe. The way this guy looked, as soon as I saw his picture and I opened it up and there was a Twilight Zone episode called The Howling Man.
Yeah.
And what it was, if you remember it, I'll give you a brief synopsis. Guy's a traveler in Europe, gets to a monastery, storming outside. He hears a howling guy, like, ooh, screaming. The monks don't want to let him in, but they have to because that's what you do as monks. And I said, whatever you do, do not unlock that door. And it's a wooden door with an opening, like 2 bars, and it's only secured by a staff of truth. So it's a wooden staff. It looks like what they have in Egypt. Do not unlock it. Long story short, idiot unlocks it.
Of course he does.
The door goes over. He gets blown away, and this guy looked exactly so similar to the guy that that's sending me this message about my head. And he transforms some of the best, transformation from this man into the devil with the pointed ears and then he goes away and you get the tagline. You can catch the devil by the tail, but you can't keep him, whatever. And it goes into there's some more to the story. That's what was running through my head when I saw this. As soon as I saw his picture, I'm like,
it's running through your head.
Right. So I went back online and I know who you are. I said, I just spoke to the devil today. I know who you are. And pardon the French, I'm going to fucking destroy you.
Woo-hoo-hoo. I like that.
That's how because I've had a lot of friends give me the 3-card tarot.
Yes.
Where like you're protected by, and it was always God.
Mm-hmm.
And your enemy is, and it was always the devil card. And I all this is playing out in my head when this is taking place. So, I try to explain this to people, and when you're under the they call it Svengali, the control of someone like a cult or whatever, or you don't believe the truth. But I know one of the reasons why I don't talk to this person is because she's denying everything. She's lying, whatever it is. She doesn't want to believe it. I'm not here to convince you.
Yeah, that's right.
I know but you want this so much. And I'm like, look, I don't know you. I don't know you, like we're not best, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm gone. I walked away from that whole relationship because
no.
The reason why your life sucks is you continue to make the wrong fucking choices.
Exactly.
And you're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's why I was talking about the demons and stuff.
Yeah.
It's weird. That's why I don't want to deal with it.
That's just crazy.
Dude, this is why I said to you, like, I'm not built for that demonic stuff. I'm not built. I got 2 kids, so I'm not bringing shit home with me. Oh, sorry about the cursing. I'm not bringing it home with me. I don't know where this is going, so I just want to kind of like don't ruin up your ratings or like, and we're in PBS, Wisconsin right now. Did he say shit? You know.
No,
Um,
bring it home with them.
I
That's
mean,
for sure.
if worse comes to worse and I curse, I'll do the censor button for you. So it's just I don't like playing with it. This is why, like, when my buddy Al, which Grizzly, I don't know, Cindy, if you've ever met Al. Al is, sometimes he does things he shouldn't do. He's too open. And he's gotten jumped a couple of times. If you don't know what jumping is, when your aura is open, you're open. And they're like, "Oh, I'm going to take a ride home with you." And they jump, these girls jump into you. And the next thing you know, you're fighting with your wife or whoever. And you're like, why is everything going wrong? Well, I told you not to go into that house.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what? I admit it. I won't play with it.
I don't. I definitely avoid it, especially now. But
Right.
yeah, I even when I was started out, doing things in the paranormal, as a young adult, it's still something I avoided. And I was one of those people, well, if I don't mess with it, it won't bother me. You know? Not true. Not
Not
true.
necessarily true. And sometimes they try
It's
to.
not true. And
Look, I got buddies. I don't know if you've ever heard of Ron Yacovetti and Lourdes. I forgot Lourdes' last name. Oh my God. She's so much the brains of the operation. She's beautiful. The hottest grandmother you'll ever meet in your life. She just became a grandma. Them with Tony Raithman and his wife, they have SatiCon or SatiCon, SATI something con, communication device. It's like the ultimate ITC. And what's really interesting, sometimes I don't watch TV, so I'll sit in my room and every once in a while I'll go onto Facebook and just look. So he's running it. So I just joke around and I said, "What are the lottery numbers?" Because I ask everybody who's psychic, I ask them 2 questions. Whenever I interview, first of all, I test everybody who's psychic. I really do. I'm telling you straight up. I will test you. And I won't point you out if you're a fraud. I'll be very, very polite.
right.
And a lot of people are frauds. So I asked psychics, what are the the Powerball Mega Millions numbers? And they said, we can't give you. And they're right. They have no access to it. It doesn't work. Even as a remote viewer, I've tried to do it. That will not work for whatever reason. And then my second question is, who are my guardian angels and why do they drink? And they usually start laughing like, what'd you just say? I said, who are my guardian angels and why do they drink? Because my guardian angels must be drinking because
They're your guardian angels.
no, I just think they're like, oh crap, he's up to it again. Give me another double vodka tonic,
Stop. Just stop already.
But
Mine are
their SATCOM is really, really awesome. If you want to get some guys on, well, I'll talk to you guys about, getting them on if you can get them on. They do it live all the time. So I just joked around. What are the lottery numbers? And I'm listening to it, while watching some TV. I got a headpiece in, and Ron catches that I'm on there, doesn't say anything, but as soon as I send it, the voice on the other side goes, Brian Bowden. And Ron goes, yes, Brian Bowden's here. So I said, hello back. So then I say, thank you for acknowledging me. What are the lottery numbers? Because like the Mega Millions or whatever it was up to like $300 million, whatever it is. And I never got an answer though. But they always, there's a lot of times when spirits, they know who you are. Like when you walk into something.
They do.
And then if they really want to be bastards, they can see what's gone on in your lifeline. And they'll ask you about Cindy, what about Bob? And you'll be like, oh.
Yeah, they do.
I'm just making that up. I'm just using a name. And then that's how they mess with you because they
That's
can't.
you. They like to weaken you that way.
Yep.
That's it. A lot of it.
That's the truth.
A lot of it is so internal when they do these things. A lot of it, 90% of it is internal. Then you have the external, but it's tormenting when it's internal because it's constant. Even if you're not displaying it outwardly, inwardly, it's still going on. Like when you're being tormented and
Yeah.
yeah, when one is piggybacked on you, or several.
Or picked you out,
Oh, and
what's really interesting is I call it the dog trainer the dog trainer situation. When you have a dog and it's unruly, if you're not used to, you get a puppy and they're like you've never had a puppy and it gets unruly and it doesn't listen and you're doing like sit, stay, whatever it is, right? Or it's aggressive or whatever. When that dog comes up against an alpha that's more of an alpha than they are, that's the dog trainer method. They're like when you come in, you like sit, and they're like, how did you do that? And how I did it, if you have kids, it's putting your big boy pants on or your mom pants on, and like you tell them, get the hell out of the refrigerator.
yeah, you have to. Yes. Yeah,
So that happens to me a lot. I just walk into a place, especially if Al and I used to do when I was in New York, we do a preliminary before doing an investigation. I'm sure all you guys, you zero in. All right, we were getting like 6'4" here, and you just kind of keep a baseline so that when you go back there and you shut the lights off, you really don't need to do that, but for dramatic effect, that's why they do. Because ghosts are there 24/7. They're probably going, what the hell did they turn the lights off for? It's like what's wrong with these people? Yeah, why do you turn the lights off?
We have
I can't find my keys. Yeah. So we just go in, and then for some reason, Al goes one way, I go another way. This happens so many different times, even on solos. And I'm using I use a variety of different equipment, and that thing can't get away from me fast enough. It's like, no, I don't want to mess with this one. There's something that we have that they're like, yo, I'm out. Peace out. 5-0. I gotta go. We're always trying to figure it out, but who knows,
Yeah, it's those ones that aren't afraid that, yeah, you're right. It happens. The ones that are they're just assholes.
Congratulations, Nicole. I don't know what happened, but congratulations.
I think she got a puppy.
Happens.
Yeah, a rescue puppy.
Oh.
I can't say anything because my daughter's birthday is on Saturday, but I spent a lot of money today doing something very similar. So, yeah, and it's the surprise aspect. I have two. I have older and younger, and the younger one, since the C days, the 19 days, she literally put up a PowerPoint presentation of why she needs one. I swear to God, she's like,
that
chart one right here. Chart one is I'm very responsible, and I'm just sitting there going,
oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. You don't have to trust me. I had a bull terrier that I loved to death. He was my first kid. Unfortunately, he had kidney failure, so that's what affects them. If you unfortunately, so I lost him when he turned 7. I had to put him down because there's no going back from that.
yeah,
And
no.
he does visit though. That is the crazy. He's visited this house,
Yeah.
totally different. And my daughters will be like, "Ow." Because no dogs allowed upstairs. I don't have any dogs, but even our neighbor's dog can't come upstairs or whatever, a friend. And my daughter's walking around. I got something's in my foot. And I take off her sock and it's a white hair. And I'm like, that's your brother. And she's
That
like,
is
what? I said,
cool.
that's Jake right there.
That does happen.
Yeah. And then they felt him on the bed.
Yeah.
They feel him like sitting at the edge of the bed. But I asked him one night, I said, can you just be a guardian angel over them? And they know it. Yeah. So congratulations on that. Go get wee wee pads. And here's a pro tip for you. Okay. Don't buy treats whatever the dry dog food you use those as treats, and your dog will also eat its dinner or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Smart.
Yeah. Otherwise, they're not. It's like little kids. It's like, do you want to
It is.
eat dinner, or do you want to have another bag of Doritos or whatever? Yeah.
Want the
They are
treat.
stinking puppies.
Absolutely. Well,
So,
this
are
hour went by
you guys
fast.
use
You know
pets?
that?
Which
I
one?
love that. I said that hour went by fast.
Wow, it
Oh,
sure
yeah. Sorry, I
Yeah.
talked too much.
No, everybody loved it. They loved you guys. I know they would. What the frick, man?
Oh man, we scratched the surface. Are you kidding?
I know it.
I
I
can't.
know it.
I apologize. I should shut up. But I'd love to get your take later on or next time or whatever about
Yeah.
the use of pets in investigations. I didn't get a chance to do that, but I think it's really, really a great tool.
I think it's a very underutilized tool.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
Yes.
I think that
Absolutely.
we're training dogs to do this more often. We really should.
My brother's Rottweiler used to see stuff.
Yeah.
My dog just didn't care. All he I'll be brutally honest. He wanted to eat, drink his water, go for a walk, and hump his pillow, and that's it.
Well, some dogs,
Typical
I
male.
think
But,
dogs, need. Yeah, there are different things that I think need dogs for squatching, like out doing cryptid investigating.
I know a couple people that in squatchy areas that are not squatching.
I'm
And
in an extremely squatchy area.
yeah, I don't know where you are in Georgia, but
I'm very close to the Bigfoot Museum, actually.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right, no problem. I
2
know
miles
that.
away. Yeah.
I'm gonna probably venture up there one day soon. Just make a
It's
road
not-
trip of it.
It's
Yeah,
squatchy.
Oh, I love that. I mean, I've been in many squatchy areas. And my buddy was complaining that his dog, and we're talking like 175-pound Rottweiler, doesn't fear anything, and
Right.
he's like, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened to my dog? And I said, where are you? And I'm like, oh, you by the Appalachian Mountains. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I got a good idea.
I think I know what happened to your dog. Yeah.
I got a
We,
good
we,
idea what's there.
we've lost it. Yeah. We've over a couple of years. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Mm.
So,
What do you do?
I don't
It's
know.
where you live. We know the risks when we live here. Well, some of us know the risk. Some of us don't want to believe the risk, but it's there.
When you have real personalized encounters with this script, and I have.
Yeah.
The closest encounter I had was the Bigfoot's head was no more than 6 inches from my foot. Like I was on a double decker in a sleepaway camp.
Oh my
He
God.
just went, grabbed me and pulled me through. But I've had plenty of close encounters with Bigfoot, with the crypt that I hate the freaking most, the Dogman.
Dogman, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one I was telling you the last time, Chris. Like
those,
by,
I'm good.
You go out to investigate, though. When you go to do this investigating, you don't get to choose which cryptid you're investigating.
If you know, okay, so if you have Bigfoot in the area, you have Dogman in the area.
Yeah.
It's a fact. Vice versa too.
Oh yeah.
You just got to make sure you're on the right side of the fence. That Mason-Dixon line,
Right.
Bigfoot's whatever it is. You kind of want to be on the Bigfoot side of it, because these other things are they're like those nasty bastard kids in junior high school. Just that think they're really tough and they start crap.
Yeah,
You're
they're
like,
horrible fucking bully type. Yeah, almost a little bit more animalistic.
Yeah.
And it's their instincts are much more visceral.
And they know what they look like, and they know they scare the crap out of most people.
Oh, it's horrifying. I mean,
Right.
it's no sense. It defies all sort of physical. I mean, ew. I cannot imagine seeing one full on right in front of you. I mean, I've tried to.
You can ask Grizzly and you can ask Al. He was like no more than probably 15 feet in front of me.
Yeah, I'm
And-
good.
I was just relieving myself because we
Yeah.
just did that investigation, and there I am peeing in front of this thing. It's sitting on its haunches, and then it lowered itself in one fluid movement.
Right.
And one of my tells before I started doing what I do was if I get goosebumps, I know something's happening. Right.
Right.
When that thing lowered itself into the shadows, I got the goosebumps, and I think every guardian angel I had said, "Get the hell out of there now." And
Yeah.
Al is screaming, "I'm getting the car, bro." So I get in the car, whatever. But if I didn't have my machetes with me, I wouldn't be talking today. And
Oh, how did
he
that
would
fit?
probably be arrested for murder. And I kid you not. And like, because how do you tell a police officer? There was a 12-foot werewolf. Yeah, I'll explain. We parked on a grade, so it was a 3-foot grade. So when I first got out of the car, I kind of slid down that 3 feet.
Right.
I'm standing there. I made sure that I didn't get into the ditch. I'm standing on a 3-foot grade. I am 6'1" tall. And when this thing was sitting on its haunches, his nose was up to my nose. So if that thing stood up, it would be 12 feet tall.
You're right. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I have seen one Bigfoot that was a little bit taller than 12 feet.
Oh, there are a lot taller ones.
And it was just it was peripheral,
Right.
but it wanted me to see it. It was out in the middle of nowhere. It was cleaning a cabin.
They get
And-
your vibe. They get a vibe from you, and they know if you're good or bad, or they use your aura and whatever it is. So
People don't realize that. It's when you go out there, they definitely do that. They use
they know
that.
you're coming. They know you're coming. Yeah, right. Like you get in the car in your house, and you're gonna go, 10 miles out. There's something about it. They know you're coming.
Yeah, they do.
Really know you're coming.
They do. You're right.
And then when you get out of the car, if you get out of the car with someone that they don't like, they'll start
Right.
throwing rocks at that
Yeah,
person,
well,
or they'll do enough to have you take that person away.
My
But-
ex, it happened every time I went out with my ex. And now it doesn't happen anymore. So
Right, because your energy is totally different. It's like, first of all, it does pay to be. We try to have females with us
right.
because you ladies are pretty. No. It's that's
energy-
part of it though.
Energy, yeah.
It's a feminine energy. It's the cycle.
Yes.
There's
It's like-
sense and
Yes.
and we don't use them as guinea pigs, but we tell everybody that's coming, like, I'm gonna tell you that if you're cycling, they know it.
I'm the guinea pig. Yeah. Well, see.
Yeah, I'm just
That's
letting you
smart.
know.
Yeah.
But we definitely surround and protect the if someone wants to come,
Yeah.
first of all, anybody that wants to come on an investigation will be read by our psychic.
Mhm.
And if they say no, you're not coming.
Absolutely.
It's for your own benefit and safety and security as well as ours. We're very protective. We warn everybody about everything. You
Mhm.
got to sign some, everybody has to sign an agreement.
Yeah.
Like you're responsible yourself and you're not suing anybody. It's just all the legalities of it. But if you're not in the right frame of mind, once again, and
Right.
you can't deal with it, let me tell you something. When you have a 12, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus giant gorilla of a creature that can destroy you without even thinking about it.
Mhm.
It's ripped heads off of bulls.
Yeah.
Okay. Think
Yeah.
about that. It has taken the head off of a freaking bull.
Yes.
No problem. And
Yeah.
I always give people the analogy. In the 80s, they had Michael Jackson in the 80s, and he used to carry a small baby chimp named Bubbles.
Yes,
Okay.
you do. Yeah.
Bubbles, when he was a baby, had enough strength to rip your arm out of your body.
Yes.
right?
See,
So that's bubbles. What do you think something that's 10 times bubbles is going to do to you, right? So,
insane. It's
It is
and
insane.
you have people
right?
who are, I'm gonna go out in the woods and go find Bigfoot. It's like, no, you're not.
And
No,
then you get
you're
people,
not.
right? You know, and then you get people. I love these people. Oh, I just want to, you know, the warrior. Well, I would have ran right after it. No, you wouldn't have.
Oh yeah, they all say that.
You would have
Oh,
crapped your pants and cried like a little baby.
yes,
Okay,
you.
100%. Because I'm pretty good about it, and I get a vibe. Also, I know when we're being watched. Like I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
a remote view. I try
Yeah.
to connect them. I'm like, and I came up with something called active intelligent encounters, and there's
Mhm.
certain protocols I employ on everything I do, and I'll teach it later on.
Mhm.
Um, and it's basically we want the experience and interaction, but no one wants to get hurt,
Mhm.
and that's what we put out there for the most part. So we're not going to play whatever, and we're going to protect you, but with these armchair quarterback, like I'm going to do this, and you know, you guys aren't tough.
Here it is. When stuff happens, they're the most like it doesn't. None of it scares me. I'm not. God help me. I should be, but I'm not afraid of this.
But
You know?
there's a healthy respect, and the
Yeah,
more
there
you
is.
do it, like okay, he's here, and then if you get the growls and they're getting angry, there's multiple reasons for it. Especially you could be dealing with a teenager who
Oh,
is, pardon the expression, horny as fuck,
broke
and
male.
you know, whatever, or a male having a bad day,
Yep.
or you know, they don't want you, or they could be young there and they're telling you, get the hell out of here, right?
Yeah.
But you get those dumbasses, I'm going to, and they walk in and you're like, well, that's the last time we saw Mike, you know, that's it. The hell with it.
I agree.
Kimberly Clark needs to know. I don't know. See, there's a Brian here. Hi, Brian. It's really funny. You'll never only meet one Brian. You always meet doubles or triples because we're great. But I'm spelled with a Y and he's spelled with an I, but my cousin's spelled with an I. So he's called him Ian and I'm Wyan. But I keep seeing Brian up there.
We need more Brian.
Yeah, he's part of the
Yeah.
Bigfoot Outlaw family too.
There you go.
All
Just
right.
call me Bugsy from now on. I'll just go by one of my monikers. I love Bugs Bunny, but
Well, I can't wait till next week what we're going to talk about.
Mm.
I know.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know.
We'll
Let
talk
me
about
tell you,
Bobby Mackey's getting destroyed. What's
Oh,
Bobby
I know.
Mackey.
Isn't that crazy?
yeah?
Yep.
They demolished that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Easy
they.
access
Well,
to
we're
the
going to
pits of
call it a
hell.
night. We go on for another hour with these two. With
I
these
know.
two.
Oh, shut up. I'm telling you, like people always ask me, like, can you do a half an hour? And you know, Al and I, it's like just a half an hour. Yeah, I got you covered. But I really should more than an hour. Can you do an hour? And I just start laughing. I'm like, God forbid you have me and Al on at the same time. You may have a 6-hour show at this point.
I know, right? I did it overnight once. That was crazy.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a great show. It's
Right.
gonna be fun because I will just Al knows I screwed around with him. I told him that one of the dogs' name was Anthony. And I, you know, because Mr. Italian over there, I said, yeah, we were looking at Anthony, but the breeder said he doesn't come with cannolis, and Al just lost it. He's like,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
well, we get an Italian dog. I better get some Italian pastry with.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I'll be quiet, whatever you want me to talk about. But I'm working. I mean, today's Wednesdays. Is this a Wednesday thing constantly or
Yeah,
no?
every Wednesday at 9.
Okay. So there's going to probably be, you know, I'm more than welcome to come back, but my show, Third Eye Live, is going to be on Wednesdays, 8 to 9. So maybe I'll just segue into it. And
Yeah.
unless I have a guest that goes longer, and then I could probably
Sounds
join
great.
thereafter and it's going to be on my YouTube. So if you go to, I think I'm just at, you know, youtube.com/@Brian Bowden, one word. with the Y, not the I. Sorry, Brian, with the I. It's called Third Eye Live. And I'd love to have everybody on that, Cindy, Riz.
Awesome.
Yes, awesome.
The whole principle is how your third eye, right there, your pineal or penial, or whatever you want to call it, helps you in life and what you've been doing. So you're a musician, law enforcement, fire department, everything.
Yeah.
So it's not just paranormal. I mean, like, I've done so much paranormal.
I know.
Turn the light on. Can you just picture these ghosts? Like, this is how I picture the ghost with a flashlight.
Yeah, they're as tired of it as we are. It's like,
why are you cursing them, Fred? What a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
Somebody fart here. Make it sound like it's farting. So I just want, and I'm able to take live calls too. So that's good. But that gets dangerous because you don't know who the
Right.
You don't know what they're gonna, you know what I'm saying, right?
Right.
I mean, I need to get, and I have a couple of people, but so many people are no longer really coming back on. So now I got to go find new wrenches so that you don't get some jackass coming in doing something stupid.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I can't hire any one of my daughters because that's going to cost me way too much money.
Right. And Cindy, how do people find you if they want to follow you?
Actually, you can go to my Facebook and it's Cindy Sauer. That's it. At this point, we are working on another book, so we're getting ready to do that. So I'm gonna relaunch, and I've kind of wiped all of my other platforms, and I'm gonna restart like brand new platforms as far as all my other social media goes. So that is in the works.
Awesome, ladies and gentlemen. That's another show in the wraps of coast to coast around the world. Good night, everybody. Godspeed. Bye bye.
Hey guys.
Blessing.
Coming to a YouTube channel near you.